Hello ladies and gentlemen, Zackary here bringing you another Minecraft Let's Build an Airbase episode. We are on episode 8 of this series, which has already surpassed our previous military base that we tried doing a Let's Build series on. So claps all the way around. We've pretty much already improved the last base. I think we've done a lot more too compared to the last base, and you know, this has just overall been a really fun and really productive base so far. We've been doing a lot of work and getting a lot of stuff done, so I'm really happy about that. Anyways, let's talk about what was built in the time-lapse. As you guys all saw, we were working on building a firefighting training center. Now, this is something I really see nobody include in any of their airports, anything like that, and it's actually something that's relatively important, but it's something that's overlooked a lot, and I can obviously see why it's overlooked, because not everybody thinks about, oh, we just have a firefighter training facility. But I saw some pictures and stumbled across it. All from like GTA 5 and stuff. They actually have one of these at Los Santos International Airport, and it kind of got me thinking about maybe building some on my world, and that's pretty much what I did. And what it would be a perfect place to put them right here, right next to our fire headquarters, where they could easily, do training and stuff over here for the rest of the base. Now, obviously, working with aircraft fires and stuff, it's completely different than working with a building fire. So, obviously, you need to train and, basically know the tactics for fighting an aircraft fire, especially when it could be very dangerous, especially with military aircraft. There's aviation fuel involved, basically ordnance and all that stuff. So, that's what we have in front of us. Now, originally I was just planning on putting like the big, large cargo plane, but I actually decided to go ahead and add another section here, which has a kind of mocked up F-16, which you guys saw in the time lapse. I just copied and pasted my F-16 in and just went to town. So overall, it came out really good, this little center. It's not completely done with the surrounding area around it, but I didn't really want to, I really didn't have the time or really want to spend any more time really in this period of recording this episode. Working on this section, but the future plans for it are to maybe add a little garage for a kind of fire truck that they use around the little training area, which is kind of designated for this area, so something like that. And then I also plan on having a few more little tanks here for obviously refueling the truck, or refueling maybe a couple trucks that come here and are practicing, and along with the little garage, maybe have a little building that kind of pops out that has supplies or something like that in it. So that's pretty much the whole deal with it. So we can start off with the F-16, or basically the fighter jet mock-up. So this fighter jet mock-up, pretty simple here, pretty straightforward. It's got the F-16 kind of an old orange, meant to look kind of like a dummy, kind of like a model. Like they tried making an F-16. It's not obviously perfect, but it looks somewhat like it. So you got the full wing over here on this side, and then we have a short stubby wing here, kind of maybe to practice maybe like a fuel tank fire or something like that. So something like that. You have these little poles here that you see connected to the ground, the yellow, that's actually supplies here with fuel for the fires, and then the wither skeleton skulls with the end rods are kind of like the little lines here that would basically feed the gas and feed the fire that the firefighters around here would have to try to fight. And it's overall pretty cool. It's, pretty straightforward. It's just a, F-16 kind of mocked up and colored all orange and has a wing broken off, and that's about it really. And that's pretty cool. That's our kind of like fighter jet fighting section here. Over here we have the kind of control center. So this is where they supervise the firefighting, and they also can control the basically the exercises. So they can have maybe an engine fire for the F-16, they'll light the back section on fire, or they can choose to maybe light the front of the plane on fire but not the back. So they can kind of control that stuff and have emergency shutoffs in case somebody gets injured, or somebody does something wrong in the exercise, so they shut it down and kind of go back to the drawing board and how to approach it. Who knows, but that's like the little control center right here, and it's just something I threw in real quick for it. Then over here we have obviously the main kind of mock-up. This was the first thing I built, and I was only planning on having this, but I felt like it would be kind of cool to incorporate maybe a fighter jet as well, since obviously we're right by fighter jets, so be kind of important maybe to practice with those a little bit, since they are different aircraft compared to these big jets. But this one here kind of more representative of maybe like a cargo plane or something like that, where there's doors to go inside. And I think this one I based off of the real life version was more of a kind of like civilian airliner that was based off of, but I mean it serves the same purpose really. We have a propeller engine mock-up right here, so this can catch on fire. They can learn how to fight propellers and stuff like that, having to worry about them spinning and avoiding that and all that stuff. And then you also have the jet engine over here kind of mock-up, which can be on fire as well. Lots of access points, lots of doors and stuff, practicing breaching into the plane, and obviously the tail here, and all that stuff. So just a mock-up. It's not based off of any real plane or anything like that, just a simple, somewhat look like plane mock-up right there. And of course we got the spotlights that go all the way around here to kind of light up the area in case they were practicing at night, though I think this would be more of a daytime exercise you would want to do. Then you have these little access points here, so we got one over there, one over here, a road that basically connects up right across from the fire station. So a couple different access points to the little train center, and we're also gonna have the road that's gonna kind of run down this way and connect up over here. So we're gonna have probably an access point that kind of connects up to this one as well, probably coming from this way in. So pretty cool plans for it. It's really cool, and this is probably gonna be the last episode we're gonna really cover on the fire station for maybe a little while. We may come back to it in the future and work on something, but I think for the most part the fire station is really done in terms of main structural stuff. A lot of detail bits here and there that need to be done, but for the most part that's gonna pretty much wrap up the fire headquarters on the base, and the rest of the stuff I'll probably do if it will be maybe off camera, and I'll show you guys obviously in an update video or whatever when we come back or we're working near this area. May show you guys what we've done for the station. But talking about future plans, I'm not really 100% sure what I want to do. So I'm thinking that obviously we're gonna have another section of hangars right here. So I'm thinking about just taking the same hangars that we have way over there. You can't see it because render distance, but we're having the same kind of line of hangars right here. Maybe a third lineup of jets, so we'll have another lineup that kind of runs along here of jets, or maybe only two, something like that. Because right now we only have two, maybe we can go ahead and fit a third in here. But another line of jets, and I do want to start getting some jets pasted in here as well. So trying to get some of our the jets filling in the space. It's gonna look really cool. But we're gonna have two of the big hangars again, so just like the ones we have way over here, we can fly over there. We might have a little bit of stuttering here and there as we have to load in everything. But yeah, so these hangars right here, we may have another kind of section of them. So we'll probably have another group of these that are down here somewhere. But I think they're pretty cool. I like the hangar design. I think it would make sense just to have the same kind of cookie cutter hangars, because I don't think the military is really going for being super architectural, not having basically having everything super unique from each other and stuff. And I think it would make sense just to have like the basic stuff, because you obviously will have probably one contractor that built these hangars in one design, so we're gonna have probably another cookie cutter of these hangars over here on this side, which I really don't mind because I think the hangars look really good. So it's just gonna be over here on this side, and will really be no big deal. And obviously you won't really be able to see it for most people between each other unless you have some crazy render distance, but you really won't be able to see the two hangars at the same time from each other, so I don't think it would be too bad. But the main thing is progress with the base. I don't really want to dread on trying to make every building unique from the other buildings. I really don't mind copying and pasting some buildings here and there, as long as it's not the whole base. But obviously you guys can leave your feedback and let me know what you guys think. Obviously we're not going to be using the same hangar for the entire base. We're going to have different hangars and stuff like that for different aircraft. But for the jet sections alone, I think that would be perfectly acceptable for us to do that. Anyways, that's going to pretty much sum up this video and what we've got accomplished. I'm overall really happy with the way this little fire training facility came out, and I definitely think it's a unique idea. You don't see this done by a lot of people, and hopefully it gives you guys some ideas on maybe work on your own bases, because a lot of you guys have said you've been pretty inspired by this series so far, which is great. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. As always, leave your comments and suggestions for the base down below. I'm obviously looking for more ideas. You guys got any interesting ideas that would be really cool to incorporate into the world? For sure, be sure to let me know, because you know, obviously I would like to incorporate those and use them on the base, and you know, build this base as best we can possibly can. So anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been your Ep.8, and I'll see you guys next time.